demonstration, not really the full workout. You know, my rule of thumb is always the same, 2 to 3 sets. Quality reps at least around 7 or more is what I'm going to say. We already said 2 to 3 sets. As far as rest time is concerned, between sets, 30 seconds to a minute. Between workouts, 1 to 2 minutes. And that's about it, you know. So now we're going to go into the next set of workouts. And, you know, on your days when you're training, you don't have to do all these workouts, of course, by any means. I'm just showing you some of my favorites. But anyhow, my next favorite when it comes to the forward push, other than the bench press, I mentioned was the push-up. Now, the push-up to me is an extremely underrated workout. You know, people will mention that they don't like doing body weight workouts, or not just the push-up being underrated, just body weight workouts in general underrated, because normally you'll hit a plateau. It's hard to keep getting the gains. Your musculature, your muscles are going to get used to your own body weight as the resistance. So what you need to do is find other ways to up the resistance. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate that today. First thing for starters, make it nice and easy, I'm going to go ahead and bring some outside equipment into this. You know, I demonstrated using the jugs, and you know, I'm going to bring in the chair in a second. You'll see what the chair is here for. But I'm going to demonstrate using some other equipment to help enhance the resistance on your body weight workouts. And this right here is a very simple weighted vest that I have. Just a Gold's Gym weighted vest. I don't think there's any Gold's Gyms around anymore, but showing my age there, I was alive when there were. It's a good gym. Anyhow, we're not here to talk about the gym. I'll do another review on this vest at another time if you want to see, if any of my fans want to see any reviews on this weight vest or any other weighted body weight equipment. I have some ankle weights. I have a few other vests than this one that are actually heavier. Haven't used them in a while, but I do have them. I have used them before. Just honestly, I don't think at the moment I'm strong enough to. This is just a 20-pound vest. You could get this from, you know, workout, any fitness, sporting goods store, or you could get workout equipment. I know Walmart used to carry them. They probably have some variation in a different brand now. But anyhow, I'm going to show you doing these workouts with the vest. This is for my challenge. I do a lot of body weight workouts. So yes, my progress does get a little stagnant because I do plateau. So when I plateau, I throw on the vest. In regards to training with the vest, if you can't, then you drop the vest. You go back to your body weight. But I'm going to show you right now some other ways to tweak your workouts without having to drop the vest. So what that means, for example, is if you're training and you, let's say you're struggling with doing a regular push-up, I'm going to show you some other options. So what we're going to start with first, on that note, actually, back to that note of the other options, that's another benefit to doing the bench press versus the push-up. You know, with the push-up, a standard push-up, your body weight is the resistance. And until you lose some weight or just really build up your strength, sometimes that body weight is too much of a challenge, whereas when you're on a bench press, you can definitely lower the weight if you're doing a bench press style workout. You can lower the weight to something you can handle. But I always say stability is so important. So, you know, the push-up based workouts are very beneficial because of the stability that they force you to have from doing them. For example, you know, if you're building up your strength, but you don't have a stable frame, that strength isn't going to be very useful to you, I can promise you. Being able to move something and you can't stabilize your core and not move yourself back, so to speak, is kind of what ends up happening. Anyways, let's get right into the workout now. Enough talking. I'm bringing back Mr. Cinderblock here. This is an old friend of ours that I like to use for some less than conventional work here. And this one is very simple. I'm going to do some push-ups off of this Cinderblock. The way I'm going to do them is going to help me to get more activation out of the chest specifically. So what you're going to do here is you're going to just start in kind of a tripod fashion, or whatever arm you want to start with first. Come down and give me a push-up. Then come over here, and again, down, nice and easy, up and extend, and then again, down nice and easy, and up and extend, and again. And the beautiful thing of a workout like this, I have to really balance myself from head to toes here to stay in position on this workout, which is very good. Always full extension. Bring yourself all the way down and full extension. Now that I'm starting to fatigue out, let's drop the vest. Oops. Slide that over. And we're drop setting right here. And we're continuing. Woo! Those drop sets can be pretty intense, let me tell you. Now, let's say you're not using the vest. Let's say you're not, able to handle that kind of a resistance for now. It's okay. Everyone starts somewhere. You'll build up to it eventually, as long as you keep training. Anyhow, what you're going to do then is, instead of having the weight, from head to toes like I mentioned, let's go ahead and bring it to our knees. So, get a nice wide stance off of your knees. Measure your distance and do these push-ups now off of your knees. Just like so. I'm going to help you to build up to where you can do them off your toes. And I promise you, you keep doing this, you're going to get there. When, maybe this becomes too stale for you as a workout. Maybe the resistance isn't there doing it off your knees. And then you go to try it off your toes, and maybe you still can't. Maybe that gap that you're trying to leap in resistance is too much. So stay here off your knees and bring back the weight vest and just do it off your knees. And there you go, problem solved. So that's one workout. For now, we're done with Mr. Cinderblock. We're going to put him to the side. And next, I'm going to show you my favorite standard-ish push-ups. And for this one, we're going to involve Mr. Weight Vest again. I'm going to first show you some examples of doing this workout with maximum resistance, basically high intensity, and then I'm going to lower it as I go. We're going to keep the vest on first, just like we started with last time. Keep the resistance up nice and high. And for this workout, let's go ahead and we're going to start off of the chair. Here's my chair. All right. I'm going to get into position. And all we're going to do is place our feet on the chair, our hands on the floor. Keeping your body straight like a board as you go up and down through the whole motion. Okay? I'm going to show you first from the front. Get into good position. Get my feet up there. And let's hammer out those push-ups. Nice control though through the whole way. Never hold your breath. Ooh, already feeling it there. Woo! Alright, so I'm going to drop the weight. That was a little intense. Doing all these workouts is starting to get to me, but that's alright. And we're going to get our feet back up there, if you can. And down we go. Alright, that's about all I have for that workout. My arms are starting to shake a little bit. That's a really good sign that the intensity is where you need it to be. But before I finish this workout, I'm going to throw one more dynamic in. Chair is a good way to go. If that intensity is too high, maybe a lower chair if you have one. That's maybe Mr. Cinderblock. Right here's a good point. You know, put your feet on that instead. I'm going to throw a different challenge. Real challenge here of balance and stability. And I'm going to demonstrate doing some off of a stability ball. Okay? So we're going to get that into position. And it's going to be the same thing we just did. I'm going to get into position with my hands first. Kind of measure where I need to be. Get my feet on there. And it's push-up time, baby. All the way down. Extend into full lockout. All the way down. Into full lockout. And control. There. Woo. Alright. Whew, that one kind of beat me up there. Whew, so we're going to take a second to catch our breath. You know, I wouldn't recommend doing that many sets back to back, whether it's mechanical sets, drop sets, or just regular drop sets because you're just lightening the weight. I'm only doing this for demonstration purposes. You know, you honestly want to give yourself more time in between the workouts. You know, I always mention in the videos, my rest time's all over the place because I start ranting. Like now, but I do legitimately need the rest right now. You know, take the time, get your rest in between, but don't do too much of it. 30 seconds to a minute. Get your water and get right back out there. So we're going to give myself about a minute rest, and I'm going to do the last series of workouts. It's going to be another group of push-ups, just a little more standard this time. Those were pretty intense, the last few that I just showed you. That's kind of a high intensity, level, high level workout. You got to have a decent amount of fitness to even pull those off. But I did show some options of ways to lighten up the intensity for any level, any level practitioner to be able to begin and get some benefits from. So now we're going to go into a standard push-up. I'm going to start real simple. Just a nice, easy standard push-up. I'm going to bring Mr. Weight Vest back. I'm just using him to show you, demonstrate the concept of extra resistance and bodyweight workouts. Alright, so let's strap this bad boy up again. And we're going to get into it. I want to show you this from the side as best as I can. I don't have a lot of room here in frame. But what I want to demonstrate is try to demonstrate correct form on your push-up. Move that out of the way. I mentioned full lockout, and control, going all the way down to the floor. Either touch your nose or your chin to the floor if you need to, and then get that full lockout, that full extension, all the way up. Same thing with the bench press. That shoulder girdle, not just the bench press. This is true for almost any workout. Pull-ups, chin-ups, rows, chest press, bench press. Keep your shoulder girdle down. Don't shrug while you're doing the workouts unless they're shrugs. Anyhow, keep that shoulder girdle down, and when you push with the muscles that you need to. You get your full extension. Don't roll your shoulders forward on your presses. You're kind of stealing your own gains from your chest doing that. If I push forward and roll my shoulders forward, the anterior heads of my deltoids kind of take over instead of it being on the pecs. It becomes more shoulders and triceps really, which is not the worst thing. Any working out is better than none. But the main focus of today's workout is the pecs and the triceps. The other thing with push-ups, remember what I was mentioning, body like a board. Through the whole thing, as I'm pushing up and down, as you're pushing up and down, body like a board. No bend, no leaning in of the spine. So I'm going to demonstrate that from the side to kind of show you as best as I can. My feet are planted, and I go down and come up. I'm not arcing, I'm not dipping in. Nice and straight and level, like a board. Essentially, you're doing a plank. Essentially, you're doing a plank. Do the whole workout. And remember, keep that shoulder girdle locked down. Keep it retracted, so to speak. Don't let it roll forward. You're almost doing a plank with this workout, which is great. Great stability. Starting to fatigue out already. Gonna go ahead and drop the vest. With the last few workouts I did, piling them on like that, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do much more. Anyhow, I'm going to show you from this view now another interesting way to tweak the workout a little bit. I knew a guy, I don't want to throw his name out there and expose him, but this is a trick he used to use in push-up competitions to get very high numbers. What he would do is actually switch from doing a regular push, come back down, and then he'd bring his arms in. Just a little bit. Slightly rotating the shoulder just a little bit each time to kind of, give certain muscles in there a rest and use other ones, which, essentially could definitely give them an edge. So I'm going to demonstrate that now. We're going into the push-up. This is a standard push-up. I'm going to come back up, roll my elbows in this time. Then down. We're just going to continue that. Good form through the whole thing. Nice control through the whole thing. And when you start to fatigue out, what are you going to do? We're going to do the same thing we did with the stone a second ago. We're going to switch to our knees, also known as girl push-ups. Girls out there, don't be shy. There's nothing wrong with doing these. And right here, I'm going to do a few. Since muscles are starting to fatigue out, go ahead and drop set, mechanical set, as well as a drop set here. Not only lighter weight, but switch some of the mechanics. Now I'm balancing off of my knees instead of my toes. Oh, that's a good one. And last but not least, I'm going to show you the last mechanical / drop set that you can do if you're just lowering the intensity, like I just did, or if you're a beginner. If you're a beginner, these may be the only ways that you can do it, and that's all right. Remember what I said, you start with these, with the workouts you can do, and just intensify those, and then move on to the other workouts. This one is a chair push-up. I'm going to bring the chair in a little bit so you can see. And we're just going to get into position, and I'm going to finish my push-ups off of this chair. Just like such. And at any given time I start feeling too macho to continue doing these, they're getting a little too light maybe, break out Mr. Weight Vest again. Or maybe try doing a standard push-up. Or maybe stay right here and flip it around, put your feet up here and your hands on the ground. If you need to go back to intensifying it. The point of this workout, with what I just showed you, all these different workouts, is there's so many methods that you can use to tweak, increasing the intensity and lowering the intensity for bodyweight workouts. And bodyweight workouts are extremely underrated. Please, give them a shot. Incorporate them into your routine, whatever you're doing. Don't stop what you're doing. Just add them in. It's only going to help. All right? Thank you for joining us.